Bless thee, lady!
So right at the beginning of the fifth scene, we learn more about the structure of Olivia's household. Not just the uncle and the servant. We now have, filling out this household, her steward, who is her chief male responsible for keeping the household going. That's what a steward does. But we have almost as the other side of the responsible management of a household through steward and stewardship and that level of service, a character called the Fool, Feste, who undoes all of that work of coordination and making a household by constantly sabotaging through language, through performance, through activity.
Take away the fool.
Not here, fellows. Take away the lady.
Go to. You are a dry fool. I'll know more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel may amend. For, give the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend. If he mend, he's no longer dishonest. If he cannot, let the butcher mend him.
When you're doing a modern dress production of Shakespeare, clowns represent a particular problem, because the idea of a clown, a professional comic who lives in a household and is paid to be funny or wise as their master demands it, is not a profession or a role or a job that we can easily find an equivalent to in the modern world. The options presumably are that this character, Feste, in the case of Twelfth Night, is some kind of hanger-on, some kind of person who turned up at some point in the life of this family and remained and was liked and was found extremely amusing, and who they effectively pay to stay there by giving them board and lodging. It does have to be thought about, and it does have to be tackled, because it's going to be a problem for an audience if they look at someone who is talking in very unusual language, even unusual by this, we always talk about Shakespeare's language being 400 years old and therefore unusual, but the way clowns talk in Shakespeare could be 1,000-year-olds because the obscurity often takes over.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
He's been told so. And he swears he will stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind?
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is before 'tis a peas cod, or a codling when 'tis almost an apple.
Of course, the ambiguity of, or the curiosity of this person who, for civil purposes, is behaving in such an uncivil way is intriguing to Olivia. And Olivia picks up the bait and says, okay, let's see this latest messenger from Orsino. As soon as she is now engaged in picking up the bait, she's hooked.
It is with him in standing water between boy and man. He is very well favoured and speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
Let him approach.